Well, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, November the 17th, 2023. Friday, November the 17th. Well, in true fashion, soap opera fashion, Chance is already out the hospital, just a little splint on. So he comes to visit Sharon, and she's talking to Mariah and Tessa, talking about Aria. Fast forward, fast forward. And she is surprised that he's there, and so then all of a sudden Nina comes running in. Chance, I had to get a text from you. Why did you let me pick you up from the hospital? He said, because I wanted to leave on my own. Can't have the police chief being picked up by, he goes, you will always be able to be picked up by your mother. He's like, no, this was the best, right? And so they're talking, and she's trying to get him. Oh no, you need to stop that. You need to go corporate. You need no, no. But so then he says, why don't I take my two favorite ladies to breakfast? So they go to society and they run into Abby there. And Nina, for some strange reason, asks Abby to sit down with them. And Abby's like, wait, what? Because remember, Nina ripped her a new one when she and Chance, when she found out what Abby and Devon did to Chance. But she only did that because she was trying to get more people to say he should go to the corporate world. But remember, earlier this year he was talking about going corporate. He's supposed to be a great coder and all this, that he knew coding. But let me tell you something, everybody. You want to know how much coding has changed from 8, 9 years ago to today? Okay, he don't know coding anymore because things have changed. But anyway, the soap opera. He gonna be lickety split, looking at a book for 2 minutes, and he's caught up. So as they're talking, Summer comes in. Chance, you're out. I mean, and the way she does it, and rude. He's at a table talking with three people, and they're all talking, and she comes in and interrupts. And the beam on her face, not even acknowledging not one other person at that table. I'm so happy you're out and blah, blah, blah. And so he smiled at her. Yes, yes, I just got out, and Nina's looking at her, and Sharon looking at her. And guess what Abby's doing? Abby's looking at her like, you're a little bold and butting in and just taking over the whole conversation like there's only the two of them in the world. So that somebody says something, maybe Sharon, and then Abby says, "Oh, I'm going just here picking up takeout. It's so good to see you, Chance." And so she goes over to the counter to get her food, and Abby follows her. And Abby looks at her and she says, "Okay, Summer. So what's going on between you and Chance?" And Summer looks, "What? Oh, it's that obvious, huh?" See, she wanted to get out. Summer and Abby is Summer's aunt. Summer's Abby's niece, but they're not that far in age. And in reality, they are. They just aged Summer and stopped aging Abby, right? They've never been close. But old Summer's going to confide in her with that because she wants it to get out. She wants that tidbit to, I have feelings for him. So she goes, it's that obvious, huh? Shut up, Summer. Come on, you know it's that obvious, and you're trying to make it that obvious. I would never come between Chance and Sharon, but you sure are trying. And you're doing it just subliminally, little things. So let's deal with poor Nikki. This woman has had a rough few hours. So she now comes to from the injection in the side of her neck. Now, Claire was in looking at her, passed out. So she goes, "Ooh, looks like you're gonna need another one of those. We have to keep you calm for when your family gets here." And some stupid crap Claire's talking about. So Claire gets up and she leaves. And she puts, for one, that stupid doll was there. And she puts this tray. Nikki wakes up, gets rid of the doll, of course. We talked about that. And then she looks and sees this tray. So she lifts the lid, and it's a huge bottle of vodka. And remember I said she had ripped the IV off, and she looked at her hand and it was a little blood spot, but she's okay. And she's like, huh. She sees it and she puts the lid back down on it. And she sits up and she stands, but she's dressed. She goes, "Goodness, I feel droggy, like I've been," and in her mind she was going to say drinking. And she looked over at where the the little thing that the vodka was on, and then she looked up at the IV. And then she reached for the little IV thing that she snatched out of her hand, and she dropped some on and she smelled it, and it was alcohol, vodka. And when she did that, I thought, okay, now I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I could do basic first aid. But tell me this, everybody, and I didn't even look it up because I haven't had time. If you put straight alcohol, vodka, in someone's bloodstream, wouldn't that kill them? It's not like it was put in, a intravenous tube going into her stomach, but if you put it in their veins, wouldn't that give them alcohol poisoning like that? I don't know. I need some daily recap fans to help me with that, because to me, that should have killed Nikki. Especially when Claire's talking about, "Oh, you need another one." Mm-mm. So then Claire's downstairs and she's getting ready to leave. And she's looking in the mirror at her crazy self. And then Jordan comes from the kitchen area saying, "You're not having second thoughts, are you, Jordan?" And, everything's going according to plan. Now, this is supposed to be some big soap opera star from another soap who's debuting in this role. So I don't know. I don't know what the plan is, what they're going to do, but for Nikki to just have to be stripped down like this, I don't get it. And to me, that would have killed her. That's like, hook me up to some tequila, y'all. Just put it in this vein right here, and let the whole body. Come on, something ain't right there. That should have killed her. Should have given her straight alcohol poison. So now we have Nate calling a meeting, and Mamie came with him. And Jill is like, "What are you doing here, Mamie?" Because mind you, they all know about Mamie and Tucker. And so she goes, "I'm only here as support, family support for Nate." And Nate tells them what happened in Newman. Because they're like, "Okay, you talking about you want to come back to Chancellor Winters, the family company. Well, just 2 weeks ago, you were happy, a week ago, happy with Newman. What happened?" And he told him the trap Victor set, and he told him what he had done, and he said Victor decided it was a betrayal, and that I had only done it to put Victoria back in power and somehow me get in power. And so Devon said, "Well, was that your true reason?" And he says, "Absolutely not. Victor presented me with a medical problem, and he played his part well. I fell for it. I was trying to get the man help. He swore me to secrecy because you can't let news that the great Victor Newman is slipping mentally. So I acted the best way and in his best interest so that he could get assessed and get the help he needs. That is it. And so then he tells them how he's kept abreast on what's happening at Chancellor Winters, and he could be he will be a valuable asset back there if they would have him. He's really grown since he's left, and he's learned his life lessons from some of the things that he's gone through. And so, they said, well, look, we'll have to definitely talk about this. Definitely. We ain't making no decisions right now. And he goes, no, thank you for even hearing me out and listening to me. But when they first came in, Jill looked at Mamie and said, Mamie, you and I are going to have a conversation, but that ain't for this day. And Mamie says, and I look forward to talking to you, Jill. So as they're getting up leaving, Mamie turned around at Jill and she says, oh, and again, Jill, whenever you want to talk, let me know. Right? Because Mamie ain't scared of Jill. Who would be? So anyway, we'll see. Well, we all know, come on, they're going to take him back. That's just the way that's going to happen. They are going to, because Jill actually said she was not 100% opposed to taking him back. She wasn't. So we'll see how that goes. And this was cute. Summer's looking at Daniel's apartment and it's starting to show some little style, right? Although I don't really like curtains this day and age. Window treatments have come a long way than those curtains, but okay. And guess who pops over? See, these two, they just pop over anytime they want. Can't text, can't pick up a phone, right? And Lucy brings a pineapple because I guess in Savannah they had some significance pineapples. And Heather brings a nice bottle of wine for probably the two of them to drink because she's not bringing it for Daniel and Lily. Summer kind of notices the dynamic and she's just kind of checking it out. And she goes, oh, and Heather goes, oh, but you know what? Lucy and I came unannounced and we clearly are interrupting. And so Summer says, no, I have got to go and get me some dinner and get back to the office anyway. This is when she ends up going to society and running into Chance. And so she goes, so no, I've got to leave, please. And then Lucy is saying, oh, I want to see my room. But before then, when Summer was there, Heather says she has an interview with Chancellor Winters to be on the legal team. And so she goes, I've got Daniel to thank for that, or thank you, Daniel. And Lucy's like, yeah, yeah. And Daniel looks at her and goes, well, actually, no. You need to be thanking Lily because she's the one that got you the interview. And Heather's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, Lily. Yeah, come on, Heather. You're not that transparent. So she sits down. I mean, Lucy is saying, oh, she wants to do a mural on her wall. And she wants to go back and see how she wants to do it. And Heather and Daniel sit on the couch. And then she's saying, Summer looked like she had some reservations about, me and Lucy, being there. I mean, I hope. He goes, no, she doesn't. He says her reservations are, she's worried that with you both in town, that it'll kind of slow my progress with, where the strides I've made. And she goes, does she blame me? He goes, no, she knows the problem was all mine in Savannah. She knows that. But I'm doing very well. She goes, well, do you think Lucy and I are hindering? He goes, no. Heather, I would have told you that. And some are just expressed concerns, nothing major at all. Oh, okay. Because because no, we're happy, and you're doing so well, and we just love it. As she'll probably be suggesting they crack open that bottle. Well, would you like to celebrate your new place with the wine? Yeah. She'll hint that way. And Lily, unfortunately, will come and see, oh, there's 2 glasses of wine there. What's going on with that? And then Heather will just look at Lily like, but girl, you trying to get a job from her. You need to be skedaddling. That's what you need to do. So anyway, that's it, everybody. That is it. Nikki is still in peril. We don't know to what avail who this woman is, who this Jordan from her past is. What did Nikki do to Jordan? We'll find out, next week, because they showed some scenes and poor Nikki decided to start downing the rest of that bottle of vodka. They threw her off the wagon. So that's it, everybody. I'll be back next week with another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.